Coming up this week, we have another medieval hairstyle. Hey everybody! So, as you can see, we have another medieval hairstyle. Yeah. It's on my brain, sorry, that's all I can come up with now, because of the book I'm writing. Okay, so we're just going to jump on into it. How we're going to start off is we're going to decide, we're going to start with the braid across the front, but first pick a side that you want to take the braid from. Whichever side, like my hair is kind of funny. You have to take it from underneath. You want this section on the top to remain. You don't want that in the braid. I'll just take it from this side. My hair on the sides isn't even for some reason. I don't know what caused that. That just grows naturally like that or what? Okay, now we're going to braid it. And you want to braid it really tightly at the top, because otherwise your braid's going to look lopsided. The tendency on my hair is going to be that it'll look lopsided anyway, because my hair isn't all even on the side. It grows at an extremely uneven rate, so it's naturally going to be thinner at the bottom. And then as you get further down, loosen up a little bit so it'll kind of even out. So your braid will look a consistent width all the way around. Okay, there. Now, we're going to take the braid around, across the front or forehead. I'm going to flip this hair up. And now we're going to just pin in an X, because if you pin like this, it'll hold it in place really nicely. And now we're going to pin this side just to keep it flat. Definitely use more than 2 pins if you need to, because the tendency with this style is that the braid's going to loosen up on you. So if you feel like 2 pins just didn't cut it to get it tight enough, be my guest, put in more. Do whatever you need to get it perfect. Okay. Now, do I want a little twist? Yeah, I think I will. I wasn't going to do this originally, but I'm going to now. Separate out the front section of your hair and do a nice little tight braid down the front. Now this is going to take a little bit of time. I'm trying to keep my video short for y'all, so I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to go ahead and braid both of these sides, and then I'll come on back, okay? So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're back. Now we have our 2 braids and our braid across the front. This is actually really cute. I was looking at this while I was doing it. I'm like, this is really, really nice. I kind of like this. This looks cute by itself, but, you know, as I'm always saying, you didn't need me to show you how to do that. That's easy. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to pull our hair back into a ponytail, taking care that this doesn't get covered by the rest of the hair. Make sure your braids stay on top. Right. There. Now we're going to do this. We're going to separate it into not really half. This section is going to be a little smaller than the rest. I'm just going to push it under my collar so it kind of keeps it out of the way. Now with this section, we're going to split it in half and do 2 rope braids. Now I'm going to go ahead and do these and come back for y'all, but on this I have to tell you one thing first. Whichever direction you wrap your rope braid, you have to make sure that the other rope braid goes the same way. So I'll show you what I mean when I come back. and so you'll know how to do this. This is extremely important. You cannot do this differently, because how we're going to use it in the end, it works with it. Okay, so I'll be back in a sec, alright? Okay, so now see we have our two braids. Notice how both of them wrapped toward my face? So you have to make sure. This is extremely important. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to twist them toward our face to kind of, almost like we're tightening the braid. Because what we're about to do now is we're going to wrap them together away from the face. So it's like we're doing a grand rope braid. So it looks really complex. It looks like you did a really, really crazy braid here, when actually all you did was just two rope braids. Two rope braids and then rope braided them together. Alright, now what we're going to do with that, we're just going to tie that one off for now. And then we're going to take this side and we're going to just do a plain, straight English braid. And since this won't take me long, I'm just going to babble while I'm doing this. So, on my book, yeah, it's a medieval story. I got up to page 100 this past week. Yeah, on Saturday, the last day I worked on it, I started on my next document. So when I start working, I'll be on page 101 today. So very exciting. It's taking a lot of time, but I think it's gonna turn out really nicely in the end. Okay, now we're going to take our rope braid and we're going to wrap it around in a bun. And before we pin it down, we're going to just slide off that hairband, because that'll be hard to hide if we leave it on. Definitely want that off. So if I don't seem quite as bubbly and enthusiastic as I normally am, I am extremely tired this morning. That's why I sound like I'm bored with everything. I have a frog in my throat too. Alright. Now we're going to take this one and just wrap it around the outside, tucking the ends in, just like that. See, now you have the look of a really fancy, difficult medieval hairstyle, and you barely spent like 5 minutes working on this. Most of the time is braid time, really. Very simple hairstyle. There, see, now you have all these gorgeous braids going on. There we have it. Nice and simple. And the nice thing about this style is you can cut out anything you want to. Like if you don't like the braid across the front, you don't have to do that. If you don't like the braids down the front, you don't have to do that either. You can just pick whatever pieces of the hairstyle you like. And you don't even have to do that rope braid. I just thought that would look really cool. It's neater than just pulling it into a bun. Okay, yeah, so that's our hairstyle of the week. I'll be seeing y'all next Monday. Y'all have a great day, great week, and remember, getting the perfect hairstyle is little trouble.